having a wonderful day. And I won't fight with my wife. It's the first of the month. And I'll be smoking, joking, rolling, busting, sipping on 40 ounces, thuggin'. Gum, we got the bustin' rum. All night we high, get up the back to where 99. I give with my nigga to give me some yo. Double up, nigga, what you need? We got weed, D.O.D. for the green league. Double up for the first to show, but it lay low. Because the pump creep when they roll so. Wait, if you can't get away, but it toast that, yeah, yo, keep your bankroll. We're having a celebration, let us stay high. You can better believe it, it's time to grind. I'm down for mine, crime after crime. Put the creep to the back, cause mom's got a grub on the grill. If we got the food, you know it's the first of the month, and my nigga, we chills for real. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up, wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up, wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Pick up, and I see that my sister was already dressed. She said I'm around and go get my stairs. Watch I make sure no one snatches my check. Nigga, that's the real man. Sold to the mill and put it up in the mid pocket. So let me hit it and land it down. And give me a duff about 10 dollars. But ain't no bucket ride that breed up. I'm gonna tend to the clip. Ready to get him up with him at bills. And to catch that bill, man, I gotta get there. Flare, holler, say clear, got much to offer. Whatever we don't 93. I'll up on the block for some dollars. So get a bag of dope and a quarter roll. Oh, most all of my niggas got the same. And we gonna roll it all up the smoke. And then they reef for hydro. We know the cut, so fuck them pumpo. Toss out the giggle then roll with a clone the same old. Wanna do the alley, get in the alley. How about the second of sundown, no front wrong. January, no 9 of December, I'm loving the first of the month.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Gotta grind, gotta get mine. In the hood that I claim and I slang on the double nine. Gotta find them dubs. Wanna get full, get a thug, get love. What's up? Try to sing on my corner. Nigga, use a gun. That St. Clair niggas don't like that. And selling them dummies, making that money. Come back, nigga, get that pap. From the first to the 15th, niggas smoke plenty weed, but I gotta see, gotta come up. Put my rocks in the club. Wanna get high, nigga, blaze that blood. Try to roll to the bag. Turn on my profit and add it to the stash. Gotta watch my backseat for niggas that's trying to rob me. Fool, but never no shows and no losses. Don't be keeping these niggas up off me. See, could have sold the whole block. Get a couple pills, thugs, smoke a lot of weed on no fur.
Wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up.
Waking up feeling buzz up early in the morning. Stretching, I'm yawning. Lightweight bitch, chug a lugger, take a fifth to the dawn. Last night I got kicked with my crew, but it didn't class, so I'm getting me hustle long. Hop on the phone, calling them crazy phone. And know that your OG check comes.
You put me
I'm
down.
hop on the bus with big. And I'm coming with blood after blood of the smoke. Nigga, T just put me down. Oh God, how I love when it first come around. Now I'm freaking me black and mild. Head across town. Cause nigga, the first get celebrated. Rushing to the block cause I wanna get faded. Thinking I'm wild cause I'm needing me hair braided. We heavy off into this game. Two to the first, just call me that pro slime. Them nickels and dimes and 20s and 50s. The first be the day for the dope. And I'm working late tonight. And all them things be loving them thugs. Cause I got them rocks for them blocks. Come with the end. I gotta get paid on first. Gotta blaze up my split. Get live with it. Both those poetic hustlers in the graveyard shift on the first.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up.
Oh yeah. Slapping your communist cornhole with the half-hard dick of freedom. It's post-politics on a Wednesday night. It's the first of the month.
Yeah.
Time to get paid. Blazing.
Yeah, man. We don't always get to open that way, you know what I mean?
It's a rare occasion, right?
It is.
Hustlers at the graveyard shift on the first. No, homies.
all that.
all,
Yeah.
all that goodness. All right, so here we are. It's Post Politics Wednesday night. JRev Radio, Rap Radio Live, Salty Talk Radio, Radio Chaos, and IPM Nation. It's been a minute. Didn't do a Sunday show, and I had some crazy times, which we'll get into. Which I don't even think that we should even hint at my story. I will say this: we'll open up and fucking sort of recap some of our past week and some shit that's been going on in news circles or whatever before we hit our intro here.
All right.
But yeah, it's been a wild week for me personally. I don't even know where to start, but I don't even want to hint at it for right now, because like then we'll just get into it and never hit the intro, basically. And I think we did that last show too.
Yeah,
so.
we did.
I think
we might have done that a few shows.
I think we matched like the 20-minute mark, and we're like, it's
fuck it. Yeah.
We're just doing this. But yeah. Been a week, and then I can't even remember. Is last Wednesday's show when we had all of the problems with us having the storms, both of us?
Yeah.
That was the last show. So yeah, so like, man,
we've just been skipping away.
I came back and I called it early, and I was just like, I think we matched like a little bit past 10 o'clock, and I was like, I'm calling it, whatever. But also, I did want to say, for what we're about to get into, the story, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to plaster this everywhere, and there's still stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on, actually, with me and my family. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to plaster this everywhere. Those who care to listen will know what the deal is.
Yeah.
So that's the inside scoop that you find people that listen to our program get when you listen to the show.
You guys know this stuff.
Right, but I'm telling you, it's a story for the ages, and it's some crazy shit. But so what's going on with you, man? Second hour, we're going to talk about the hierarchy of doing for yourself, and how the government and other places of employment, etc., do not encourage that you move up in stature, I guess, is kind of, me and Zach alluded to it all. But
that shit.
Yeah, I mean, all right. You gonna make it, man? You all right, dude?
Yeah, I'm great. What are you talking about?
All right, man. Pep the fuck up. I need to slap you around.
Hey, man. Calm down there, buddy.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm just trying to get you amped, son.
No, I'm good.
All right. So we got that. Fucking once again, just I don't know how much of this we'll get into. We might get into one story before we hit, because I kind of want to reserve the second hour for what you got going on, and just sort of springboard off of that a good bit. But I don't know. It really seems to be a circle jerk with the news cycle lately. I know that you don't probably pay attention as much as I do, but there's just so much shit that just seems to be like an unending circle jerk with the news cycle and anything that's going on that even has merit. It does have merit, and it does have value, and it does affect us as just people, not just Americans or consumers or whatever you want to place on it. But it just seems like there's a lot of stuff that's going on that just seems to be like, oh, well, let's circle the fucking wagon again, and let's come back to center to what we always know to be tried and true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how they're playing everybody nowadays. And it's just, okay, well, we have this little bit of technology that's coming into the fold, or this little scandal that's coming into the fold, but it's like it's still the same old shit.
Yeah, it's all the same shit, and it's all like really, some of it, like, it's not even a joke. Like, it's so the same shit that it looks exactly the fucking same.
Right, it's repackaged. It's a repackaged. You know, hey, if you want me to take a shit in a box.
I mean, like, look, it looks exactly the same. A little bit thinner, weighs a little bit less. You know what I mean? And you're like, what does it do? So it holds more shit? No, it holds less shit. If you want it to hold more shit, you've got to pay for this little dongle that only fits on it.
Right. Not only that, but we put sprinkles on it this time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll write your name on the back. You know, that kind of bullshit.
We have a whole advertising campaign and marketing fucking geniuses that have been
a little picture of our dick in your ass. Yeah.
Right.
On the back of it for you, engraved.
That's pretty much what the story is. I mean, it really is. It's not. You know, I'm not gonna say it's like something that they pulled one over on us or whatever, or like even like they're even trying to do that anymore. I guess is the point that I'm making with that is, you know, they're not even trying to like pull one over on anybody. It's like, no, but it's new and improved and specially packaged just for you. You know what I mean? Like that's really the way modern day news cycles and any news where it's like, no, that's what those people do. We're well aware, like, but it's like, no, but it's got sprinkles now. You know, you know. It's like, no, we've seen this fucking story before.
We've seen sprinkles. No. These are different sprinkles.
It's like, dude, I watch reruns, and I'm telling you, Andy Griffith and fucking Sanford and Son reruns seem way more new to me than fucking what you guys are trying to hawk. You know,
it's fucked up. Yeah.
It's that's the name of the game. So we'll get into all that and more. So I will unleash my week of hell and redemption on the back end, and all of our musical selection will accompany this story that I'm about to tell. So stay tuned, everybody. You're not going to want to miss it. Thanks to all of our sponsors, everybody hanging out with us, J-Rev Radio, Raz Radio Live, Salty Talk Radio, Radio Chaos, and IPM Nation. We'll be right back. We're going to hit the intro. We'll be back in 2, everybody. Stay tuned.
And the sad part is that most people seem to have been indoctrinated to believe that bullshit only comes from certain places, certain sources. Advertising, politics, salesmen, not true. Bullshit is everywhere.
The NWO Fighter, the show that gets America its balls back.
And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, by all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all.
I don't want to put a violent connotation on it, but this is a war zone. I'm talking about my life and yours.
If you're not on some government list by now, you're doing something wrong.
After 8 years of lies and hypocrisy, people love this guy. Leads me to a very disturbing question. How far up your ass does this guy's dick have to be before you realize he's fucking you?
It's good for kids, too.
I mean, you're born absolutely free except for laws of nature. If you drink, you get drunk. That's a law. If you get old, you die. That's a law, too. If you sit on a tack, you will bleed from the ass. These are the only laws that you're born with, and any government just fucks you out of that type of freedom.
If you're not involved by now, you are just as much at fault as our oppressors.
I was terrified when my doctor told me that I had a unique and interesting personality trait.
It's post-politics with Trip Q.
All right, everybody. Back at it. Oh, bogging down for a second here. All right. Back at it. We got lows and spikes. We've had storms, crazy storms here the past couple hours. So We might have some.
Right.
We might have some for you tonight. A little bit.
Pull it out. We'll make it work.
As long as we don't completely cut out or fucking internet fails and shit for us, I think we're pretty good.
For sure.
For the most part, but yes. So, god damn it. Sorry, it's my headphones, not my mic.
You all right, dog? Bring it on.
I don't even know how to start this story off. Honestly, I shared some photos with Zach. I've got a lot more, but okay. So, towards the end of the summer, Lily goes and stays with my mother and my stepfather at their beach house.
Yeah.
In the panhandle of Florida. So, my mom goes and takes her school shopping for, some new clothes, and they hang out and go to the beach and pick seashells and do all that kind of cool shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we're set to go up there Friday, all of us. That's what we usually do. The rest of the family, me, my wife, my son, my stepson, we all go, and then we spend the weekend there and just take Lily back with us, Well, so we wake up Friday. My son's been sick. Brittany is not starting to feel that great. And my parent, my mom and my stepdad, they smoke in the house, And it's like, dude, I don't smoke in my house, I smoke outside.
Yeah.
So that's just something that I grew up with too, but that's just not something I do,
Yeah, I got you.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, I used to stay with friends that are oh man, it was so good being a teenager and being able to stay in somebody's house where their parents knew they smoked, and then you roll over and you don't even have to leave the bed and there's an ashtray there and you just wake up first thing. There's nothing I like more than staying. I tell you what, when me and Brittany's getaways that we have very rarely, once or twice a year, and we go over to the beach and stay in a hotel or something for the weekend and go out to eat and, walk on the beach and all that shit. And I love just getting a smoking hotel room and being able to roll over first thing in the morning, not even get out of the bed and having a cigarette. I really do. It's nice. It's nice. My wife. High five. But so anyway, that has nothing to do with nothing other than my son was sick, and he's got this bronchial fucking thing. And, I said, we'll call it, I because we had packed everything, was ready to get going, and Brittany's one of those, don't rush me, in the morning, and I don't care if we're going to work or going to, take a trip somewhere, I like to get up, I like to get my shit going and get the fuck where I'm going. My motivation to not be a slug in the bed is I got to get up and start doing things,
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to, put my best foot forward and do that just to be motivated.
Give it your shot.
Just to be motivated, you know what I mean? Once I get going, I'm good, but I got to get going, and if I got a fucking end game here, I got to, immediately start working towards that end game so I can chill out and do what the fuck I want to, Yeah. So, we inevitably make the decision that Brittany and Lyric and Lane are not going to come with us to my mom's. I'm just going to go up there on my own. So I go up there, everything's fucking normal, other than not having everybody with me. We spend the weekend or whatever. And so it comes Saturday night, we're leaving first thing Sunday morning. I'm just, we only got maybe a couple hours before I go to bed, and then we get up and leave.
Yeah.
And so we had my stepdad, I don't know if one of his people had something or if he had something stored somewhere else. or whatever, but one of those tents, you know, like with the PVC pipe and all that shit, and the little tarp, you know. So we set that up at the beach in front of their house Friday. So it stayed out there all day and whatever. And he's rented a golf cart. Now, usually we get an electric one. This time it was a gas one. And so I'm the last one to drive this thing. And I go down. He wants the tent, you know, torn apart. There's people on the beach, you know, shooting off fireworks, and he's got to do whatever with that tent or whatever. So he's like, hey, can you go down there and, you know, tear the tent down or whatever, you know, the canopy deal down. Yeah. I said, okay, whatever. So I go down there and I tear it down and take it apart. And, you know, one of his guys comes by to pick all the shit up to take it wherever, you know, and they, you know, he takes it off or whatever. And so I pull the golf cart up under the tent or under the house, because their house is on stilts. It's a beach house. It's right there on the beach.
Yeah.
So I do that. I make sure that I do everything that, you know, I'm supposed to. I turn the thing all the way off. I make sure the brake was a little wonky on this thing. So like you really had to push down and push down like a couple times to get it like clicked, you know, where it clicks all the way down.
Yeah.
To where it's definitely braked. But also, if your electrical system is on at night, the lights are going to be on.
Okay.
So I make sure that I turn it all the way off, you know, because if I hadn't, the lights would still be on. Well, you know, you can tell if the lights are on or not. So I turn it all the way off. And so we go upstairs and we, you know, we're hanging out, you know, and whatever. And it's about 12:30. This is hours after I went and tore the tent down about dark 30, basically.
Yeah.
And so this is hours after that. And it's about 12:30. And I get up from my mom's couch and there's black smoke coming up. Like I said, the first level is bare. It's just got a, you know, where their steps start, so you can walk up the stairs to what is actually the first level of the house.
Okay.
And so there's smoke coming up, and I just yell at both of them. I'm like, get out of the house, get out of the, you know, I yell at both of them. My mom and my stepdad, I just say, you know, get downstairs, get out of the house, you know, because I see the black smoke and a little bit of flame starting to come.
Yeah.
And immediately I run upstairs and get Lily out of. Lily was in bed. Like I said, it's midnight 30. So I go up there and I tear Lily out of bed and carry her down another flight of stairs. Because like I said, it's basically a 3-story house with no real living.
Yeah, because it's on the stilts like that. Yeah, stilts. Yeah.
So I have to go all the way up to the top of the house and get Lily and drag her down in a nightgown, and I take her out. And damn, man, I had the time to grab my keys. I know I did. I had time to grab my keys, and my car was parked not under the carport of that first level, but just outside of it. But
damn,
I had time to grab my keys, but at the same time, I was just going. I got my daughter, you know. I got my daughter in my, like, that was just, you know, it wasn't even a question at that point, you know.
Yeah, you're all right at least at that point.
Honestly, I could have gotten Lily out of the house and then went upstairs to go grab like a few things, like my mother's purse and my stepdad's wallet and my keys. I could have done that. Another 5 minutes, it was bad news, but I had the time to do that. However, like I said, this house has one point of entry and exit, and that's right where this golf cart was parked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like right there, right when you walk out. So we had to like face the fire and flame, you know, like right when we got out of there. But anyway, I didn't go back upstairs, of course, and the whole house caught on fire, all three of our cars, but only the golf cart was on fire when we got out of the house. That was the weird thing. So it was like, but of course it started to reach right up under.
Take you out, man.
And so I'm like, I feel like I have this tremendous guilt because like I was the last one to, but I know for a fact, like I'm not delusional. I'm not saying anything on here to cover my ass. Not at all. Like I know that I did everything that was supposed to be done, nor would that, have caused what happened. And upon inspection, from what I've been told, the fire inspector came out and said, yeah, there's something wonky with that golf cart. And not only that, I heard also today that it came back that it was like, we've had this happen before, and it's a relatively small town. And there have been stories of like, I don't know, there's something, we've seen this happen before where everything's fine with, one of these golf carts because it's on the beach. Golf cart rental is a huge fucking business over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, they've seen this happen before, but to the best of my knowledge, I did everything that I was supposed to do that I've always done. When I've been there, I have a certain amount of guilt of that, and
yeah, understandable.
But in all honesty, from everything that we can tell and everything that I can tell, like I said, I did everything I was supposed to. Yeah, whatever. And it's just one of those fucking freak things.
Tell the insurance agency anyway. You know what I mean?
Right. but to be honest, which the fire inspector, if there was anything fucked up, the fire inspectors would have found that.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't happen to be the case, for now. But it's just one of those fucking freak things that happen, and their whole fucking house burnt to the ground. Luckily, they didn't have as much sentimental things in there. They had a lot of good like material things, but they did not have as much sentimental things as one might expect, I guess. There was some stuff that's forever lost that fucking sucks, but it's definitely not a bulk of things that are of sentimental value to me and my family. And like I said, we didn't even have fucking shoes, like none of us had shoes. I usually have my keys in like on my belt loop. I got one of those gimmicks. That's the only thing that was fucked for me, pretty much. That, and I know it probably doesn't mean much to anybody else other than me, but I have CDs that I've had since I was my daughter's age.
That's fucked up.
My whole CD collection is fucking gone, which is the bulk of my music. It's the bulk of my music, and it stinks. For the most part, that's pretty much the extent of my like sentimental stuff. But it's like, yeah, I had to go buy a new car charger and a toothbrush and fucking, my flip flops will be here early next week. Luckily, I kept my old pair of flip flops. I didn't go throw them away. So even though they're kind of crusty, they're working for me at the moment. But
yeah, that works, man.
Yeah, and my daughter's freaking out. I was more freaked out than anybody else, honestly. Like,
yeah.
My mom was trying to console my daughter. My stepdad's he's just a rare beast of a person. He's just it's like, we got insurance, chill out. Like, and I'm like, dude, your house is burning down. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? It's a fucking very bizarre thing, but luckily he's been like, his big deal in that area is real estate. So he did buy another property, which my brother is currently living at. So we went over there basically.
Yeah.
And my daughter was pretty hysterical, but like I don't know, like I'm sure the hero factor's kind of worn off a little, but like she was very grateful to me, you know, and you know I was her hero for a minute there, but I'm also sure that look back in hindsight thinking the same thing. You know, my mom and my stepdad were already out of the house. I just told them to get out of the house, and I had to go. You know, I ran upstairs to get Lily instinctively, and but you know, I got her out, and you know, she's got some clothes and toothbrush and a tablet. I think got
the important things.
My flip-flops and my keys were destroyed. Like you know, in hindsight, if I could have, I could have just put it in neutral and wheeled it out, you know, but, if I could have, but, yeah, it's just, it was just crazy. And we went up the road, like the road that they live on is sort of like a semicircle of a road. You know, there's several houses along beach, and then on the opposite side of that road,
cul-de-sac there.
That are it's like it's not
not a cul-de-sac, but like a little U-shape kind of road.
Yeah, it's like a semicircle with like probably 10 houses on that road. You know what I mean? In that semicircle, like 10. I'd say like 10 houses, like on the you know, on one side or the other of it. Some are beachfront, and the others are just right across the street. So we walked to the other side of the semicircle road, and, you know, I don't know. I'm just beside myself. And not only that, but like you can hear it down there, and you hear these explosions. I know for a fact, just on the conversations that me and my mom had, and what I knew, is that I didn't have much gas left in my car, and my mom's was had turned to the fucking gas light coming on. Like wherever you go next, fill up someplace, you know. My mom had mentioned that to me like earlier that day, because I had said that I got to go and get gas on the way out tomorrow or whatever. But you just heard these what sounded like explosions, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure two of those were my stepdad and my mom's gas tanks blowing. But something I didn't even think of till later is, oh, yeah, you've got washers and dryers and fucking kitchen appliances.
Yeah, all kinds of shit.
Through the fucking house. You know what I mean? And not only that, they live out in the sticks, man. It's the beach, and every fire department is a volunteer fire department, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
We're already like,
I mean, they really are like it's backwoods shit on the beach for real.
We were already halfway to my brother's place before we even passed like ambulances and fire trucks. You know what I mean? It was like a good 20 to 25 minutes after this fire.
That's rough, man. I don't think I've ever done a house fire. I don't think I've ever.
It's fucked up. Like I got fireworks in this house. You know, like I said, it was a freak accident with a golf cart. You know what I mean? That I didn't find out till later is not as uncommon of a occurrence as you might think.
I mean, because first notion you would think that was a pretty fucking rare thing.
Right. It just seemed very bizarre, but
it is.
From what I've heard over the past couple days, it's not that uncommon.
Yeah.
But I'll get into the aftermath of that when we come back, and so we'll hit our break. We'll hit a couple songs here, and you can only guess what the thematic tunes are tonight.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We'll be back in about 6. Everybody, stay tuned. More post politics and the aftermath of the fire. Come.
afraid he knows nothing at all. And how come he's only one with the ball? So won't you let me come on through? Won't you give me something new for your fellow? Won't you love, sing along? Won't you come to build a fire? Start anew, something new. Won't you come to build a fire? Start again, to the end. Won't you come to build a fire? Start here to turn around, take your money to the wall. Walk west 1,000 steps, take you on the far to west. Walk eight sound of east, you can bounce your body me. Turn around and head out south, tell you about it's all about. To build a fire. To build a fire. Said you're burning up inside. No one seems to tell. You're living from a personal life, manual from hell. Life is pretty easy when it's from my easy chair. And you're burning up inside and no one cares. Said you had enough this time, 'cause I don't treat you well. You always try coincidence, well, I do parallel. Life it seems so easy when it's from my easy chair. And you're burning up inside, burning up inside, burning up inside, and you hurt me. Every word that left your lips, like a needle through my heart. And life it seems so easy when it's from my easy chair. And you're burning up inside, burning up inside, burning up inside, and you hurt my eyes. You're burning up inside, hurt my eyes. You're burning up inside, hurt my eyes. You're burning up inside, hurt my eyes.
All right, everybody, back at it. Post politics on a Wednesday night. So we are talking about burning down the house, quite literally. So when we last left our hero, Zach likes to put on our shit. He's like, I like that.
Yeah.
So we're fucking shoeless. I'm the only one that has both a phone and a wallet at the same time because I never fucking not have those in my pocket.
Yeah.
Like my mom had neither. Yeah, she had time to grab something before getting out of the house, but because I had to go up and get my dog.
The only time that my phone is not right next to me is like my phone and my wallet, or never without being within arm's reach. Maybe if I'm asleep. Like
right.
There might be certain times in my own bedroom that I am asleep and my and my wallet and my fucking phone are not within arm's reach. Most of the time, they're still within arm's reach, even in my own bedroom.
Yeah. So anyway, we're shoeless. Fucking my stepdad has his phone in his pocket, so he's got his phone still. No wallet. My mom's got neither her purse nor her keys nor her just nothing.
Fuck, that's weird.
Yeah, so that, and we're scheduled to like leave, at like 8, 9 in the morning, and it's like
even if it was in your own room, only if like I can only see you not having it, or like at least knowing where that shit is. To where literally the part of your room should be on fire where it is if you don't have it.
Well, you think that.
Otherwise, you should think that like, oh shit is on fire. I better run over there and grab that most important shit in my life right there.
Like, we were also in a very unique position because there's only one point of exit and entry, and where that is, it was less.
Damn, that's fucking crazy though.
Less than 10 feet from where the fire is. Everybody's got a back door usually, or a fucking window or something, right? You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, this is beyond my control and I got to get the fuck out of here. But when you're stuck in the moment, you don't think about any of that, especially if you have kids, if you have kids, I'm glad to a certain extent, or thankful, I should say, not glad, but thankful that like, I did what I was supposed to do instinctively without thinking about anything else. You know what I mean? Like I've never been quite put to the test in that aspect directly. You know what I mean? Like that directly, I've never been put to the test. You always think like, well, yeah, my kid, yeah, of course, but instinctively, I yelled at my parents and fucking went and got my daughter. Like I was, skipping, skipping like 3 steps at a time, going upstairs half lit, at that point. Going up the stairs to get my daughter, and it's just something that happens like that. But so anyway, nonetheless, we go to the place my brother's been staying, which is another property of my parents that they bought through. Like I said, my stepdad's been his hobby around there has been real estate, so he's gotten some good deals, and he gets to broker his own stuff if he wants to buy a property there or whatever. So we get over to my brother's house, which anybody that knows my brother would be quite amazed to hear this, but my brother really does live as quite the minimalist nowadays. I've joked about my brother on this program before about buying $600 ripped jeans and shit like that. You know what I mean? But like we get over there and it's like, God, on the one day that we got to rely on Patrick to do this shit, he's got a bottle of water and like hummus and like a condiment or two in the fridge. Like he's got nothing there. Like there's nothing there. We're lucky that there's furniture in the fucking place, So my mom and one of the girls that picked us up that works for them picked us up, and they went to one of the 24-hour convenience stores to get a handful of things. And like I didn't get a fucking wink of sleep, and I get up at dawn before everybody. I felt I got probably like an hour of sleep that night. And we get up and we got to figure out how to get back home. Well, it's Sunday. They live in the middle of nothingness. So the best thing that we can do is drive the opposite way from where I'm trying to go to Panama City to get a rental car at the airport. Problem is, the airport is not Panama City. It's like in the sticks, 30 minutes north of Panama City. So we got to go there. My brother's got to sign off for a credit card for me to get, a one-way rental car for us to drive home. I spend the rest of my day, taking a 7.5 hour trip, which would normally just be 5.5 hours from our house, to get home. I'm fucking exhausted. You know, God bless my in-laws. They come over with a big, you know, my mother-in-law mixes up a big casserole that's like, you know, Italian sausage and ziti and all that shit mixed up, you know. But I'm also like, look, I just like I can't hold my eyes open anymore. I've been on the verge of a panic attack and had zero sleep. You know what I mean? Like I've been just steadily on the verge of a fucking panic attack and an anxiety attack like this entire time.
Nothing fucking calms you down like great food.
But
like
so
some Italian food is fucking amazing.
Right, but I also like haven't eaten, so it's like as soon as I get that fucking like home cooked food in my fucking belly, I'm like I can't stay awake any longer. And like, you know, the kids are all excited. Like my, you know, the younger two that didn't just go through that shit, you know, or don't know, you know, they don't know, you know, they have no frame of reference here, Donnie. So it's like they're just excited that their Gigi and Papa are over there. So everybody's going crazy, and I'm like, dude, I can't handle it. Like, I'm sorry, I can't handle this. Like, I gotta go. I went to bed at like 9:30 Sunday night, and things have gotten better. You know, I don't have a car, so me and Britt have had to do the one car thing, and you know, try to work everything out. But man, has it been a whirlwind. And we got to go for my cousin's wedding. Like this was already a double whammy for us because we have to leave Friday morning to go to my cousin's wedding in Georgia. So I got to turn back around and we got to, you know, leave Friday morning and go to Georgia for my cousin's wedding. And yeah, there's just no sign of slowing down. But, you know, to all... What's that saying? All's well that ends well, something like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, you are like Snuffleupagus tonight, bro.
No, I was gonna say like, I mean, if it's all as well that ends well, then just remember it always ends well because you're alive. You know what I mean?
Right.
If that's the case, then fuck
it's
it.
been
You know what I
pain
mean?
in the
So it's all good.
Right, it's just been a pain in the dick and there's fucking harsh shit, you know, that's had to be dealt with.
Fucking get over it and move on.
Well, you say get over it and move on, and it's like I can once everything that's been wronged has been rectified. You understand what I mean? Like I'm that kind of guy. Like I'll be fine.
Rectified.
I'll be fine as long as everything's rectified.
We're
you
all
know?
a bunch of fucking assholes all the time.
Right. So, but it looks like everything's gonna be cool. I just gotta fucking, you know, we gotta sit through it until everything is made right. You know, insurance policies and all that shit, you know, included.
They're all
and
gonna come.
you know,
They're all gonna come.
Everybody knows that insurance. Basically, you pay people a bunch of money, and then if and when shit happens, they are there to not help you. You know, so that's a whole other seminar, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't. There's a lot of systems that I would say I don't necessarily agree with, but I think they would get cured a little bit if there was some kind of competition to it. But since it's like it's a certain way that it is because of certain government policies, but I think that it would get cleaned out because I don't think that people would take those kind of insurance. There's certain insurance policies that people wouldn't require that are being charged for certain things.
But that's what I mean.
And people would go to, if they were more, free market with things like
right.
With healthcare, even like if it wasn't so strict on what you had to do, you know what I mean? Those things like
we've said that plenty of times on the show, you know, where it was like if there was Joe Bob Willie's insurance and they had to fucking do it, and it's like, look, you either pay out or you fucking go under, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but something like insurance.
Yeah, I mean, well, you could also have
unless you have a huge, well, my point being is like, unless you have a large pool and a huge clientele, like how all of the insurance companies that we know of, whether it be car or homeowners or whatever it might be, they have a huge pool to dip from.
Yeah.
Which inevitably, for most people, shit doesn't happen to people. You know what I mean? Shit doesn't.
But imagine how.
If you had 5 clients and then you have to fucking pay out fucking $800,000 for something that somebody's been paying, let's just say like $300-400 a month on, you know, and you only have 5 clients.
Absolutely, but if you're going to be free market with exactly what you're saying though, but if you're going to be free market with the insurance companies, why wouldn't you be free market with the healthcare? And be free market with absolutely everything else. Like if that was going to be the case, why would you only switch up the free market into that system, but then not like free market into insurance, but not free market into like just healthcare in general? It shouldn't be. Why would we be going like? It seems to me that like once you only open it up in one system and then go see like that's going to be difficult. It's like but you shouldn't be. There's no reason why that would go this way. Like only that one system would go, oh, well, here.
Sure. Yeah, I just think like insurance companies, it's a little bit different than like healthcare because like I think free market healthcare would work out way more beneficial for everybody involved. Insurance companies, you spread the market, far and wide. And like I said, you have Joe Bob Willie's insurance and he might only have a handful of paying customers, but if he needs to pay out, I don't know if he would survive, too many payouts in case shit did happen to them, for X, Y, and Z purposes or whatever, but like with healthcare, what that inevitably does, as far as free market systems, would drive down costs dramatically because we all know that fucking a bag of saline water doesn't cost fucking $200. You know what I mean? But that's what they charge you when you go to the fucking hospital. A fucking $2 bag of fucking water will cost you $200 something when you see it on a statement.
Expensive shit.
Fucking A, dude. But so how's your week been, bud?
It's actually it's been pretty cool, man. My week hadn't been bad by any fucking means.
Right. You living on easy street, right?
Yeah, man. And I mean that was the thing. I have like an interview to go to tomorrow for one job, and I still have my job. I'm not like worried about losing it or anything, but I just got an offer, so I was like, fuck, man. But the guy's like, hey, I need you to come in tomorrow though, because I really need to get this position filled, and so I need you to,
right?
Like, fuck. All right, so I'm gonna like try and get in there and slide in between the times when you get like punished for for having missing the day.
I guess just to clarify, you told me about this point system that they have, and if you're able to fucking get back,
you like don't get half a point if you leave after 9 in the morning. If you leave after 9 a.m., you don't get the half a point for the morning point, right? And then if you are back, or if you get there by 11:30, you wouldn't get the half a point taken, right?
Right.
So I was like, man, if my interview is at 10 at the other place, might be able to like cheat the system just a little bit. And I mean, an interview like within an hour, I think that'd be fine, right? Like it's probably going to be like an interview that's like 30 minutes, right? Maybe at max. And then probably go take a drug test and then go back. So I figure, yeah. I mean, I figure that's a good amount of time. So I'm thinking, I'm
Well, what's
I'm good on that. I can go back.
If you care to fucking
Do what?
mention, I said if you care to fucking mention. I mean, what's the? Is it a parallel job opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, it's like basically I mean, specific kind and whatnot, but it's like basically forklift driver.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
But I went like I jumped like $6 an hour in pay.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah,
like, yeah,
no, that's
okay.
what I mean,
then,
yeah, no, definitely a step up. Then, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, so I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm going. But I was mad at like I was like mad at myself because I was like I felt like a dick to where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? I'm like to the point to where I'm like, come on, stupid. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's fine if you feel bad that you're like, you know,
Well,
bouncing.
but that's
come
you
on.
and I. That's part of you and I's work ethic thing too, which is like no matter what, it's like, man, I really don't want to like let down the people that I work with, like whether they're a bunch of dicks and we get along with them or not, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like it's like no, like for me, you know, I hear like from my bosses, it's like no, if you need to, then you know go, or if you got to take care of this, then do it, you know, or you going off with the family for the weekend, then do it. But it's also like I can't let my guys down. Like I'm the guy that's supposed to be holding the ship together. I'm supposed to be the model of hey, I'm here and I'm doing what needs to be done. So it's like I have this whole fucking thing, you know, going on with that anyway. But it's like you gotta put your best foot forward with that stuff. So I always feel like guilty. I don't know. Maybe it's just good old fashioned Irish Catholic guilt, you know, when it comes down to it.
It could be that too. No, man.
So-
I mean, I feel guilty for a lot of shit that I feel like I have no business feeling guilty for. Right. So sometimes I don't know if it's me trying to convince myself I shouldn't feel guilty about that, or if it's legitimate. You know what I mean?
Right.
I get that every now and then. So depending on, you know.
Is it anything in particular that like triggers that with you though? Like, or is it just always like, you know, lingering?
Man, to tell you the truth, it's kind of random, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like it's not a specific thing. I think it's like, man, you know, now that I think about it, yeah, no, it's not anything in particular that does it. And I think that's weird actually.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm strange, I guess.
No, not
No,
necessarily.
but when I think about it, like it seems to me, it would seem like it would be a certain thing that would be, you know what I mean? Well,
guess so.
well, I mean, you know, I would think, you know, it's like serial killers and shit, right? They have like their thing, right?
Right. Their own little niche.
I feel like crazy people are supposed to have their thing.
They got their own little thing that like, hey, everyone's a little bit different, but we got our own little section marked out for us. Like,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like everybody's a little bit different. This guy he's about this thing though. Is what
like,
his thing is.
hey, I'm the son of Sam, but I'm no Ted Bundy, okay? Like,
you know what I mean? I didn't eat him, motherfucker. You know?
Right? Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer's a fucking psychopath. My name's Charles Manson. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That guy is fucking crazy. Yeah.
We'll springboard off of some of that, and you know, I think this ties into some of the news issues that we've got that we can kind of springboard off of when we get back. So we will fucking hit up our next break and be back in about 6 or 7 minutes, everybody. So stay tuned. We got more Post Politics, second hour official kickoff when we return. Much love. Thanks for everybody for hanging out with us. We'll catch you guys in a few minutes, man. Much love.
Pigs invasion, Lawrence of Arabia, British Beatlemania, Old Miss John Glenn, Liston Beach, Patterson, Old Paul, Malcolm X, British politicians, X, JFK, blown away. What else do I have to say? We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. But control, Ho Chi Minh, Richard Nixon, back again, moonshot, Woodstock, Watergate, punk rock, Bacon, Reagan, Palestine, terror on the airline, Ayatollahs in Iran, Russians in Afghanistan, Wheel of Fortune, Sally Ride, heavy metal, suicide, foreign debts, homeless vets, AIDS, crack, Bernie gets, hypodermics on the shore, China's under martial law, rock and roll and cola wars, I can't take it anymore. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. We didn't start the fire, but when we were gone, it still went on and on and on and on and on and on. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. We didn't start the fire, and we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. We didn't start the fire.
All walks of life up in the air tonight, baby! This bitch Rochelle fucked on her boyfriend in her boyfriend's bed, and Crazy Carlos smacked his baby mama off in the head, and Jonathan beat his son like his daddy beat him, but swore he'd never do nobody like his daddy did him. And then Sandra used her pussy hole to get to the top, and Baby D he shot somebody, it went bad from the drop. And then Diane worked at a hospital, took care of old souls. She was abusive, her afterlife sees no gold roads. And Mr. Richards was a richie fella, born with every penny. Everyone around him hungry, but he never gave him any. And Steven was a businessman, an educated citizen. At the top, pornography of children in his laptop. Take your spot and hang out, cause it's crowded in hell. You in the belly of the beast, now it was heaven in jail. And don't try to make no friends, cause don't nobody got no tongues. If the witch look your way, somehow it crushes your lungs. Blair was a boss man, calling out shots till he caught one, then everything stops, the floor drops as he's screaming and falling. We see how pointless was the ball, and when eternity is calling, agony will be appalling. Don't cry for the dead, cause they cry for you, because we laugh about an aftermath, but they know how true. And listen, ain't no fucking body getting it worse than you and me, and ain't nobody getting it worse than you and me. And we will see a pterodactyl swoop through the caverns of hell and carry two unfortunates off to the ogre of cell. And ain't no guards playing cards, ain't no uniforms needed. You the only one around, but naked, bloody, and bleeding with 7 demons in your ear. Got you believing you're even. Talk you into pulling out your own intestines to get even. You were born with the shine, but you lost it down the line. You fuck life up and you can't rewind. Fuck what you telling me. Burn it up. The witch keeps selling me. Burn it up. Since we burn them up, they keep turning up, and we turn corrupt till we burn it lovely. Judge Shaw was a judge, snake holes are his eyes. There go another judge, somebody despise. And there go so many judges, the judges in hell. So many fucking judges in hell, they bludgeon him well. Fat pad like his daddy was a bigot pulling duty. He can tell it to them gargoyles fucking on his booty. And Shauna like money, but mistook it for love. Now when the witch's ring spread, she give him head and look above. Black Sundays, Armageddon, maggots and rape. Hell's pit got some fire for you faggots with hate. Eddie Burrow hit his wife and put a tooth in his knuckle. Later on he lost his life in a scuffle, now he in trouble. You was a rebel, you nobody no more. To the devil on the double you go. Ain't no level to the trouble you know. And eternity goes, and eternity goes. Fuck what you telling me. Burning up. The witch keeps telling me. Burning up. Since we burn them up, they keep turning up, and we turn corrupt till we burning lovely. Fuck what you telling me. Burning up. The witch keeps telling me. Burning up. Since we burn them up, they keep turning up, and we turn corrupt till we burning lovely.
right, everybody, back at it. Yippee-yo, number one. It's Post Politics official second hour kickoff here. Chilling my homes as always.
Yeah. All right. Go.
It's the work on the
There we
streets. What?
Fuck. My leg had fucking. All right, so I'm in a rolling chair, and I had.
Your leg got asleep on you?
No, it rolled underneath underneath the fucking. My foot was underneath the wheel of the chair.
Oh!
I rolled over my own goddamn foot.
Damn, kid. That usually is reserved for headphones and cell phone.
Any kind of fucking any kind of wire that can be fucking ground down easily.
That's usually what I'm dealing with is my headphones and a cell phone charger.
Yeah. No, I caught the side of my foot there.
That'll wake you up.
Yeah, it hurt like a son of a bitch. A really slow pinch.
Okay, so here's something that came out that is a common topic for us, but we are champions of this, and holy shit!
Bless you, sir. Bless you.
Thank you. I had a sneezing fit there. Had a tickle in my nose.
A little tickle there.
That's what pedophiles do to me. I'm allergic to them. Speaking of which, out of USA Today, Facebook asks users. This was really caught on our Post Politics page on Facebook when I shared this. Did a lot better than a lot of the other shit that we share. Out of usatoday.com, Facebook asked users if pedophiles should be able to ask kids for, quote, sexual pictures.
What?
Yes. This is a USA Today article. Okay? And the other part about this is okay, me and you, I'll just read you my caption when I shared this, was me making sensitive joke on Facebook, 30-day ban. Facebook, making strides in normalizing and perhaps aiding in pedophilia.
Yeah.
Garbage planet we live on,
God, that's ridiculous.
So, yeah, that's
wow. Yeah. Okay.
That's what we're dealing with here.
That's happening.
Quack suckers.
That is fucking insane, dude. I really can't believe that shit.
Yeah, no, it's like Facebook, and by the way, they put out all this shit. If you're on Facebook, you know that, like, the things that they just kind of put out, like, oh, this is like what we're doing. We know it's free, but it's like, you're friends with so-and-so for 5 years today. And it's everything from you're friends with so-and-so for 5 years today to, hey, what do you think about pedophiles on Facebook? Like, should they be able to ask kids for sexual pictures?
How you feeling about that nowadays? Yeah.
So
we're not for it, guys. We're not for it.
Yeah.
That's how we feel about it.
Just give us the list. Just turn the list over to Zach and I. No, we'll take care of it. It'll be good.
Handle that. I just don't really understand even like where that became a thing. Like, no, we should ask. We should see how they feel about that.
Yeah, see how you feel about this. Yeah. And by the way,
I can't imagine any pedophilia like conversation at my work going okay. You know what I mean?
Well, we played that thing on the last episode about the normalization and those TED Talks and shit. We played that, but this came out a few days after our last episode that we had. And I was just shocked to see that this was like a USA Today article, And not only that, but it's like, Facebook's been playing this whole... Oh, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Sounds.
I'm gonna try to get back into it and fucking locate where that could possibly be coming from. But
whatever it is, it's our new theme song.
No, definitely not. hopefully it doesn't start back up, but maybe I can get through enough here that we don't have to deal with it. But the fucking pop-ups. See, this is why
pop-ups.
Mainstream media is failing. But okay, Facebook is under fire for asking users whether pedophiles should be able to proposition underage girls for sexual.
We're just asking questions, guys. We just wanted to know. It's not like
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, it's not even a fucking, it's not like we're cool with that. You know what I mean? We were seeing if you guys were,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So they're asking whether people should be able to proposition kids for sexually explicit photographs, basically.
If the kid wants to do it,
Right, that's the whole thing. Is like that was another part.
And what's next? Like, this is like, all right, we start putting the nude selfie program into effect on Sesame Street,
Right, but that was the part of that whole fucking thing that we went through about the TED Talk thing, where it was like, well, it's their choice. It's the child's choice, right? And it's like, really?
No, it's not.
Listen,
no.
My kid, look, and I'm not proud of this, but it's like, at least one of my kids would fucking, if you offered them a brand new bike and a fucking, as young as, my youngest, you fucking offer him some fucking candy and an ice cream cone, he will definitely fucking walk into that van if left unattended.
Oh, dude, he'll fucking, and he'll wave his dick all over the place. He doesn't give a fuck.
Right, he's 3 years old.
You're gonna give me ice cream? Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
let's
here,
go.
Look at my pecker, dude. Give me the fucking ice cream.
I gotta look that up, man. I've referenced it so much that I really have to pull this up. But yeah. I mean, these younger kids, like I said, my kids, my youngest is 3. My older kids have definitely a better sense of awareness than that. But you could promise kids anything and they'll fucking turn it up, no problems. No bubbles, no troubles.
No.
And
no, man, that's easy. That's easy shit. That's not like it's not even strange that they would do it.
I guess what I should say is, why is that a fucking question? Should pedophiles be able to ask?
Why would that seem like something that would be okay? Is really the question.
But
why do you think that's all right? Is really what I want to know.
Right. So here's the bit that I'm referencing that we haven't played before. We'll play this right quick.
I'm surprised I wasn't kidnapped. I would have been perfect to be kidnapped. If a van pulled up, an old rickety van, and I was just standing up my yard. Some weird guy rolls down the window. Hey kid. You want a bike? I'd be like, yeah. You get a bike? Yeah, it's in the back of my van. I'd be like, I'd be in the van like, where is it? We gotta go. It's actually, I forgot it's in my basement. Well, drive the van! Let's go get this Huffy, baby!
So, yeah, like that's my 3-year-old at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Drive the van. Let's go.
What are we doing? You got to do that. I can't drive the fucking van. Let's go get this stupid fucking bike, man.
Right. That's the other drop that by the way, somebody remind me of that later down the line that at a different point that we're not on air is that is, I know I've played it here before, but that's just one of my favorite bits of the fucking Talladega Nights where he goes, "You're not my dad." He goes, "Say, is that a Huffy? That's a nice looking bike, boy." And it's like a 35-year-old man riding a fucking bike. "Say, is that a Huffy? That's a nice looking bike, boy." That's one of my favorite fucking lines. Dude, Reese fucking Bobby has the best fucking one-liners in probably any movie
Oh, it's definitely up there for sure.
Mr. Bobby, there's no smoking in here. It's okay, darling. I'm a volunteer fireman. You know? But okay,
it's such a good fucking movie, dude.
Yeah, it really is. But okay, continuing on here with this, at least, so we can get another frame of reference. The survey is the latest in a series of missteps by the Silicon Valley company, which has been criticized for allowing content that exploits children. Yet while fucking, of course, downplaying, censoring, conservative, and don't think that I'm just playing my Johnny Republican hat here. I'm telling you, fucking everybody that's a libertarian or anarchist or a conservative knows that fucking Facebook has been downplaying your posts. You're not able to see. All the algorithms work against the liberty community. Everybody knows that already. Okay? So no matter what side of the aisle you're on, unless you're fucking Johnny fucking left hat fucking Bernie Sanders boy, you're fucking ousted. You know what I mean?
Johnny left hat Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's some serious shit right there.
Make America socialist again, unless you're wearing that hat.
Johnny left hat. Yeah.
Right. Johnny left hats. Oh man. All right.
Well, you yellow dog, Johnny left hat.
Oh, Zach. Oh man. All right. So from here we go. You know, from violence on its live streaming service to hate speech to divisive messages sent by Russian operatives trying to meddle in U.S. presidential elections, toxic content flowing through its platform has heightened scrutiny on Facebook. Facebook scrapped the survey that posted the question about teens being groomed by older men after it was spotted by media outlets in the United Kingdom. Now it says the survey could have been, quote, better designed. The company routinely uses surveys to get feedback from social networks more than 2 billion users. More recently, Facebook has been relying on user surveys to take their pulse on everything from fake news epidemics to whether Facebook makes them happy, as people have stopped spending as much time there. Now, that's just, you know, somebody. Facebook will inevitably fall by the way of Apple. You have people going, talking about that have been avid Apple users and I users, I'll call them, for a number of years now.
Don't call them that. They like it. Their little fucking click.
That's not true. That's not true because
click.
Over the past year, I have heard more Apple and iPhone users that people.
Because their Jesus died.
No. They fucking repackaged the same old shit with very little.
They've been doing that since they fucking came out.
But that's what I mean. Like we're past the age where it's like, and I think the pulse of the people always tells. You know, it really does because, you know, we've said this for a number of years where it's like, if this is the pulse of the community, which we really are, like the pulse of like what people want, like the liberty community is very, very, very much on point with being ahead of the times, with everything from Bitcoin to government to, media to everything else. It's like, no, guess what? 7 years ago, I said, fuck the media. I'm starting my own. This is what we're doing now. And journalistic revolution was born on the backs of like people like Robert and Jolly and Matt and I, you know, and we started our own little thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got our own little thing going because
that shit out sales. Independent. Don't need no man.
Right. I don't need no man. I don't need no man to tell me what President Obama is doing.
Do it on my own.
I take care of myself.
Do it on my own.
I don't need no man. but but we did that, and we had the intuitiveness fucking 7 years ago to get, to get at least start to get after that
Fucking
with
intuition.
with nothing. We're just a bunch of dudes that care about the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Yeah.
So that's what we're going after. And these people are like, no, we're going to continue the same old school model that mainstream media outlets have done and tell you should care about. Now it's just reached the social media age. So you have Facebook and Twitter. Facebook and Twitter have probably been more responsible for silencing fucking people and ending careers of people where it's like, that whole baseball shit is out right now. I don't mean to springboard on that, but have you checked out any of that shit?
No.
There's like this pitcher for the Nationals that like is having to apologize about tweets he made when he was in high school.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's serious shit now, dude.
He's like 22 years old, and he's fucking
motherfucker. Should have known what you were gonna be doing as a career.
To make fucking he's having to make apologies for tweets he made when he was 16 years old.
I don't think he's having to. I think he's just fucking doing it like a bitch.
Well, whatever. Nobody wants to have their gig ended because know.
Told him to get fucked.
But we already know that doesn't really matter, though. In the real scheme,
you're done.
Doesn't really matter. Like that makes no fucking, fucking somebody that we respect.
I mean, really, you're either done or you're not. That's really what it is. But that was already decided whether or not you apologized.
That's where we feel like, okay, Louis C.K. can come back. We've probably maybe like another year tops before Louis C.K. really fucking makes a fucking shitstorm.
Yeah, it'll be within the next 6 to 8 months, I would think.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, we've got that, but we got to let dust settle, and it's like people, I just hate how far the pendulum really has to swing the other way before people can come back to center, where we just have to kind of just hold the center view the whole time. Like we have to be like, no, like, okay, if something's a little bit out of whack, then yeah, we can call that out. But if like, we don't have to swing completely the other way just because that's what mainstream America is doing or not doing, regardless of the stance that's being taken, regardless of that stance. Like, we can stay like, no, we're going to stay consistent on this, and we're good, we're fine. Like everybody else can go whoosh way off to the left, and then a couple years later we see whoosh, everybody swings as far as that pendulum can go on the other arc, and it's like, no, we'll be here to meet y'all in the middle. We're like the center ball in that pendulum.
But everybody else is really only a part of the center there for like, brief periods of time before they go back up to the other side again.
Good point. Some of that momentum gets swung further to that left or further to that right. It's just our job here just to go like, no, we'll be here. We'll be that center ball that doesn't fucking move, and we'll be here when you guys want to swing back this way. And then once it swings back to the right, we'll still be here and that center ball waiting for the momentum to just pass through us onto the next side. That really is a good fucking analogy for what the fuck we do, but being so centerist is also like that's where we have to lie, and that's where we have to be rooted in, and that's where we have to fucking actually make an attempt to, we're not just sitting there still like that ball does. We also have to go like, nah, guess what? We're moving in the opposite fashion. Our momentum, it strikes that center ball out of those five, and we go vertical instead of horizontal with that. You understand what I'm saying, man? Like we decide to go like each one of those hard swings back the other way drives us forward instead of to this side or that side. You know what I mean? Like our momentum is driven further, and I guess that's my metaphor for the fucking night. But you know, you understand what I'm saying though, man?
Yeah.
Like that really let's go like, okay, with each swing left and right drives us further forward, and what we see
This sounds like a political slogan right here.
Right. Yeah, but
you sound
but
like
I said, and I'm
you
running
could be running against Adam Kokesh.
This ad is paid for by the Trip Nasty Fund of fucking intellectual, fucking level-headed individuals.
Fuckery.
Right. Paid for by nobody.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't know. That's just you know, I'm tired of the swing thing, and I'm tired of everybody that we pay attention to, that we like, that we really like, take heed to, read their books, listen to their lectures, listen to what they have to say. And even that is a divided community, but they all have respect for one another, right? To a certain extent. Like, we disagree here, but like, we really need to point out these problems. You know, like that's what I hear a lot from the you know, the Petersons and the Shapiros and the fucking all of that clan, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended, of course. Of that side of the logic of the political conversation that's happening now in this country is like, no, we might disagree on X, Y, and Z, but we are able to actually be friends, stay together in this community, and move forward and learn a little bit from one another, right? They're not disagreeable to learning from one another, and it's like, and also not admitting, not being unable to admit when they are wrong, or you know what, I didn't think about that before, but you know what, that's something I'm going to look a little bit further into. You know, very Socrates, if you will. You know,
Mad Socrates.
Knowing that you know nothing, right? You know, so it's like there's always, if you think that you've got all the answers, you got the wrong one, bud. You know, there's always something to learn from somebody else. With us, you know, no matter how similar you might be to somebody else in your line of thinking or your upbringing or whatever.
Yeah, there's always a different perspective.
Yeah, and that really needs to be taken heed to. Like, and I don't see a lot of that coming from leftist. You know, it's like here's your template. You know, it's Moses, it's Bernie Sanders or Karl Marx or whoever they're propping up this week, you know, walking down from the mount to give the fucking tablets, and they go, here's your template. Everything that you do cannot evolve from this, but you have to inevitably revert back to this. And this is what it is. By the way, it's failed many times over, but if all else fails, this is what you have to stick to. And they do. So there's no true evolution. You know, there is no, quote, progression. These are not fucking, quote, progressive people. I never thought I would say that conservatives are actually way more of progressive ideologues or progressive in their thought process than people that are, quote unquote, more creative type people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that happens to be the world that we live in. Fucking left is right, right is left, up is down, et cetera, et cetera. You know, that's the world that we live in now. And drawing people back to center and back to what some would deem a more archaic way of life is not necessarily a more archaic way of ideology. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a back step to come back to center with a certain line of ideology because quote unquote.
Some things are done because they're the best way.
Right, exactly. Exactly. But that new wave of quote unquote progressiveness has gotten us to a point where it's like, okay, I think a lot of the world is really starting to see this as absurdity at a base level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it is. Yeah.
You're right. It is. It is absurdity at its finest. So, neither here nor there. We're going to have our final break, come back and wrap it all up in a nice little package for you, tell some stories, maybe get into tell some jokes, punch some ribs. But, all right, we'll be back.
A little of this.
A little this, a little that. All right, we're going to hit a punk twofer with our theme tonight. So stay tuned. We'll be back to wrap the show up on the back end in about 6 minutes. Stay tuned. More Post Politics coming up next.
It's a burning thing, and it makes the fiery ring. Bound by one desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the place went higher. And it burns, that ring of fire, that ring of fire. The taste of a love is sweet, when hearts like ours meet. I'm before you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the place went higher. It burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire, that ring of fire. Let it burn.
Back at it. Much love. Final segment, post politics tonight here on a Wednesday. I don't know if fucking Dennis and Lee are listening or not, but I'll be absent again for to facilitate and produce the Friday Night Super Show this week. But they also, please, you know, they do have lines open for blog talk and I don't know what I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, if you're not following Dennis and Lee, please do. They'll let you know where it's happening. But I'll be on my way to Georgia for my cousin's wedding and do all that, and we'll be back on Sunday night, more than likely, for this show. And hopefully that will end 2 weeks of terror, and we'll get back to something of a normalcy. But that's what we're rolling with, and yeah. So, final segment of the night. What's the word on the streets, Zach?
Much. I'm just kind of hanging in there, man.
Yeah. We're just hanging loose. We're trying to get back into some sort of a rhythm. We've had a rough couple weeks on the show, you know, both with, you know, what could be averted and can't be averted. So we're just trying to fucking level everything out for you guys. But no, I mean good stuff. Got good things. Good things are coming. The winds are a blowing.
Yeah. It's there's a light there at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? It's one of those. You're like, oh my god. You know what I mean? I see it there, but it's like, oh man, I'm just tired.
Yeah, dude. The past
I'm like, look, man. I'm gonna walk there slowly. All right, give me a break.
Well, there's a certain amount of like tapping out, and then where it's like, man, you know, sometimes you just need to fucking step back to refuel your gimmicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, listen, I'm still on my way there. Just give me a break. I'm walking a little slow there.
All right, you guys go on ahead. You guys go on ahead.
I'm gonna catch my breath real quick, and then I'll get to get that jog going. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I'm totally with you on that.
Let me catch my breath real quick. It's just
I don't know, man. I think I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but you know, I think that we do this strictly out of just a passion and a love for doing it, and you know, sometimes life either catches up with you or we get stuck in our own personal funks, or not even necessarily a funk, just like shit like, hey man, this shit, sorry man, this has got to take a back seat for a minute, because we got our own shit in our personal lives that we got to fucking take care of. We'll be back. You know, we'll always be back. I think that's. I think the testament of this show is definitely that we'll always be back, and we'll always be back together and fucking make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes we go through these rough patches, and we don't want to fucking let you guys down that pay attention to the show and like the show and everything else. You know, because it means hopefully it means as much to you guys as it does to us. You know, because it means a lot to me and Zach. You know, this is, you don't have to pay therapists, so we don't have to fucking feel insignificant in our contributions to what the things that we all care about, you know, and do our own parts to do, you know, but hey, we're not always able to make it, you know. It just so happens to be.
Yeah, man, it's fucking weird. Like we end up understanding how everybody feels about it in their relationship. Like, I mean, even if I don't agree with the way that with the thing that I understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when a person has, it doesn't even have to be in my own relationship, right? But I understand the trait that they have. Even if I don't agree with that particular trait, right? Like, I understand why they have it, like, and how, or what it appeals to that trait, you know? That kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, what appeals to that, what that particular person would like, according to the traits that they have, right?
Right.
Does that make sense? So
yeah, I see where you're going.
Even if I don't particularly like that trait, I still understand how that trait could be found attractive to the other and whatnot, whatever. But if you think about all that kind of shit, dude, like, that is a very particular, like, I don't know how that could be. Oh man, I really. Oh fuck.
What?
Never mind.
You're backing out?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm backing out.
Cool. Hey, man. Look.
I'm backing out on that.
For you guys that don't know, I mean, sometimes it's a lot better to back out before you fucking go full Rich Voss. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just better for you to back out.
Dude, I was about to.
Nope. Like, and I'm not that guy either. I'm like, look, it's gonna come to me. Okay, so like, if you can draw buffer zones.
I was about to take that, like,
just
oh god, I was about to take that really far.
Now you're just about to roll that shit over in the fucking.
Dude, I was about to hit solar systems and shit. Yeah. I would have burned you motherfuckers down.
I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I've been here for 7 years.
Fucking A, dude. No, it's cool. It's just, you know, and I guess that's something that we don't. I guess it's something that we don't talk about enough in practical sense. You know, we talk about it when it comes to what's going on with the world and shit. But you know, we reach out in our own lives for content for the show enough, and it's just like, look, man. I mean, sometimes the shit fucking goes that way. You know, we gotta fucking find our own way back to center. And it's not just that we've had like a rough couple weeks with like weather fucking up the show or personal issues fucking up the show, you know, or whatever. It's just and not even to say that we're fucking up the show now. Like, I've had a great time tonight. We had a good show tonight, you know, but I'm also going like, man, you know, sometimes you just need to come back to center, and it's nobody's like fault or anything, or shit's not like fucked up or anything, but it's I think it's inherent of how just regular dudes we are, I guess, you know, because everybody comes across those points, you know, where it's like, we kind of gotta figure it out for the moment, you know, and we've hit that step just for a moment, and it's okay, you know, but we got to still continue to do what we do, you know. We're gonna continue to do what we do, and nothing is fucked here, dude. You know, nothing's fucked. Everything's cool, but I just. I don't know how to draw in the audience to that, you know, other than to hopefully like relate to them. And you know, this thing's not always about news and fucking entertainment, man. You know, sometimes it's just fucking hitting you on a real dude level, you know, if you're listening. That's what we are. That's what we do. I wouldn't want to do the show if we couldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's who we are. So it's like, I hope that the people that listen to us are like, oh man, these guys, and we're not trying to put ourselves on Front Street or nothing, but it's like we're not gonna try to fucking be entertaining 100% of the time. Most of the time we want to hit you like, man, y'all feel what we're saying? You know what I mean? Like, y'all feel us? Like, y'all are in the same boat, you know? Like, y'all feel us, man? because this is what we're about.
Get it?
Right. Get in on our world, man. You know, like that's what we got to fucking offer, because we're the same dudes that we're dealing with the same shit that y'all are dealing with. And we hope to be a source of entertainment as well as somebody that you can always relate to. You know, everybody wants to fucking, I don't care what kind of platform you're on. If you're on the Blog Talk or you're on some fucking major, you know, Shapiro-esque type network or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter for us. We'll generate the same type of program regardless, because that's who we are as dudes, you know, and that's relatable. All I want to do is for us to be encouraging to the people that we represent, the people that listen to us, you know, is to be like, hey man, you're not alone out there. We're all dealing with the shit, you know? And maybe you're just fucking going a lot better than me and Zach's right now, but you're still in the same boat with us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, we had a rough week, but if we didn't have a rough week, maybe you're having a great week. But, you know, sometimes we have a great week and we're lifting you out of your funk. And just to know that you guys are out there listening to us, you know, you lift us out of our funk too.
Yeah. No, I feel like, it's funny, man. Like I read like, you know, stupid bullshit on the internet that I like for every, you know, like million to fucking 3 million or 4 million fucking like stupid fucking, you know, Instagram quotes like written over like a goddamn beach scene or some shit that goes through my feed. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know the ones I'm talking about.
Sure.
For each one of those, I'd like for each like 3 million of those, I get like a like one that's kind of worth the fuck.
Right.
And
possibly like, inspirational, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're like, dude, like there's not a and I think that's exactly what that kind of information is.
Yeah. But we're gonna keep on rolling and fucking, you know, we'll get our wings back up underneath us. Fucking, you know, we've got also, you know, something that we alluded to a week or two ago also is that where Zach and I both live, Texas and Florida, is huge on what they deem as midterm elections, but it's all of our, in Texas and Florida, our elections are very are on the offsetting 2-year of presidential election cycles. So, like I said, big presidential cycle 2016, big Texas, Florida political shit 2018. So, as that shit starts to ramp up, fucking, you know, we like, I can't even enjoy myself and my programs, you know, without shit starting. Not only that, but they're attacking each other. Republicans are established. This is one thing that I have seen that is crazy in this, before we let you guys go for the night. One thing that I have seen that's been crazy with the commercials that I have seen is that some of those primaries aren't really done yet of who are the front runners for said party. So you have both Democrats and Republicans bashing other Democrats and Republicans of being like, well, I'm more of a Bernie Sanders Democrat. Well, I'm more of a Trump Republican. And it's like, so you have these fringe elements of both parties that are attacking elements of the same party that are establishment people, right? Like the same old, same old. So this very much is a very rare off presidential cycle election year. for a lot of people in certain states, where you go like, no, yeah, like, no, I'm about fighting global. Like if you're a voter or whatever, and you go like, no, I'm more about fighting globalism than like sticking to establishment party lines.
Yeah.
Just something odd, This is just something that we haven't really seen before. You haven't seen a real band together. You've seen a definite split in both major parties.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. So I'm sure as these things progress over the next couple months, we'll definitely revisit and really kind of psychoanalyze a lot of those. But we're going to bounce for the night, man. Much love.
Later. Take it easy.
Good luck tomorrow, man.
Thank you, sir.
And let's see, what do we got? Oh yeah, fuck yeah. We'll catch you guys Sunday. Oh, already played that one. What the fuck's going down?
What the fuck?
Time's out, son. Fucking, I'm a genius when it comes to this shit. We got it going on.
I seen it.
Final summation? None.
Nada.
Hey, peace out.
Juice.